Good morning, boys and girls. Miss Kasama here. Can you believe we're already on week 4 of the math distance learning? Forget math, we're on week 4 with all of our subjects. This is crazy. I miss you all so very much. Let's go ahead and get started. So today, we'll learn how to add up to 4 two-digit numbers. I'll have a couple of instructional videos to help you all with different strategies, different ways that you guys can add those 4 two-digit numbers. We already know how to add two-digit numbers. We already know how to add three-digit numbers. Let's learn how to do 4 or more. Here we go.
Well, hello there. Sharmitha here. Today you're going to learn about adding up to 4 two-digit numbers. Have you ever collected coins to buy something? Like Jaden. Jaden is collecting pennies to help his team buy new soccer balls. Jaden finds 13 pennies in the sofa and 18 pennies in the kitchen drawer. Then he finds 26 pennies in his desk and 32 pennies in the jar. How many pennies does Jaden find in all? Jaden is having trouble adding some of the numbers. He decides to add them in a different order to make it easier. Changing the order sounds good. I'm all for making a problem easier. Before we help Jaden solve this, let's take a look at our learning goal. Today's learning goal is to learn different ways to add 4 two-digit numbers. Okay, we're ready. Let's go. First, we'll talk about what you already know. You know you can add in any order. Let's add 6 plus 2 plus 4. Look for the numbers that are easier to add, such as numbers that make 10. We can start by adding 6 and 4. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Now we can add the 2. 10 plus 2 equals 12. So 6 plus 2 plus 4 equals 12. What did you notice about changing the order of the numbers? You might have noticed that changing the order of the numbers doesn't change the sum. Remember, the sum is the answer to an addition problem. You also know how to use place value when adding. Let's add 35 plus 62. Start by breaking the numbers into tens and ones. 35 can be broken into 30 and 5. 62 can be broken into 60 and 2. Add the tens. 30 plus 60 equals 90. Add the ones. 5 plus 2 equals 7. 90 plus 7 equals 97. So, 35 plus 62 equals 97. Now that we've got that covered, let's see what you need to know. Remember Jaden? Jaden is collecting pennies to help his team buy new soccer balls. Jaden finds 13 pennies in the sofa and 18 pennies in the kitchen drawer. Then he finds 26 pennies in his desk and 32 pennies in the jar. How many pennies does he find in all? The number sentence for this problem is 13 plus 18 plus 26 plus 32. Let's find the numbers that are easier to add. Look to see if there are two numbers where the digits in the ones place will add up to a 10. Start by adding 18 and 32. Add the ones. We know 8 and 2 equals 10. Then add the tens digits. 10 plus 30 is 40. 40 plus 10 is 50. Now add the next number, 13, to 50. 50 plus 13 equals 63. We're almost done. Finally, we need to add 26 to 63. We can start by adding the tens. 60 plus 20 equals 80. Then we just need to add the ones. 3 plus 6 equals 9. Finally, add those numbers. 80 plus 9 is equal to 89. So we know that 13 plus 18 plus 26 plus 32 equals 89. Jaden finds 89 pennies. Great job changing the order. Our friends are here to show us how we can add in any order. Let's watch. Did you see that the number at the end never moved? The sum never changed, even when the numbers moved. All right, now that you've got that down, let's look at another example. Jaden continues collecting pennies by asking his friends and family for pennies. Jaden's sister donates 22 pennies. His friend gives 12 pennies. His aunt gives 21 pennies. And his grandma gives 32 pennies. How many pennies does he collect? Let's start by writing a number sentence. 22 plus 12 plus 21 plus 32. Now we can break the numbers into tens and ones. 22 is 20 and 2. 12 is 10 and 2. 21 is 20 and 1. Do you know how 32 would break apart? 30 and 2. Next, we'll add the tens. 20 plus 10 plus 20 plus 30 is equal to 80. Then add the ones. 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 is equal to 7. Finally, add those numbers. Think, what is the total of 80 plus 7? 87. So 22 plus 12 plus 21 plus 32 equals 87. Jaden collects 87 pennies. Awesome work using place value. Great! Let's look at what you learned. Today, you learned about adding up to 4 two-digit numbers. You learned to change the order of the numbers. You also learned to break the numbers into tens and ones. If you've got all that, you can move on. But if you're not sure, no problem. You can just watch this again.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at adding up to 4-digit numbers using by making tens. So that'll add on to what she said, and then we're going to watch a couple of more.
How do you add more than 2 greater numbers? In this lesson, you will learn how to add 3 to 4 two-digit numbers vertically by making tens. Let's review. Decomposing is taking apart a number. 5 can be decomposed into 4 ones and 1 1. 23 can be decomposed into 20 and 3. Horizontal means left to right. Vertical means up and down. A common misunderstanding is that in addition, the order of the addends changes the sum. That is not true. The order of the addends does not change the sum. 10 plus 7 equals 17. 7 plus 10 equals 17. This is called the commutative property of addition. We were baking chocolate chip cookies. Jen put 38 chips in the batter. Raul added 27 chips, and Grace added 12 chips to the batter. How many chips are in the chocolate chip batter? We will add our 38, our 27, and our 12 in order to find out how many chips are in the batter. 38 plus 27 plus 12. We are setting this up vertically. The first thing we're going to do is add our ones. Automatically, we can see that 8 plus 2 equals 10. Then we can add our remaining 7, 10 plus 7, and we'll have 17 ones. Next, we can take our 3 tens, which equals 30, our 2 tens, which equals 20, and our 1 10, which equals 10. Now we can add our 17 ones to this. 30 plus 20 plus 10 plus 17. We will know that we'll have 7 ones. Our tens, let's add. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. Another 1 is 7. So 30 plus 20 plus 10 plus 17 equals 77. 38 plus 27 plus 12 equals 77. That's a lot of chips in our batter. Now Jen added 38 chips, Raul added 27 chips, and Grace added 12 chips. Tavius walks in the kitchen and adds another 11 chips. How many chips are there now? 38 plus 27 plus 12 plus 11. We will need to add these numbers. We will set up our addition sentence vertically. 38 plus 27 plus 12 plus 11. Again, the first thing I see is my 8 and my 2. I know those equal 10. Now I have my 7 and my 1. 7 plus 1 equals 8. So 10 plus 8 equals 18. That would be my ones, 18 ones. We will take our 3 tens, which equal 30, our 2 tens, which equal 20, our 1 10, our remaining 1 10, and then we can bring over our 18 ones. We can add these all together. Our ones place will be 8. Let's add our tens. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus another 1 is 7. 7 plus another 1 is 8. So our total chips is 88. 38 plus 27 plus 12 plus 11 will equal 88 chips in our batter. In this lesson, you have learned how to add 3 to 4 two-digit numbers vertically by making tens.
All right, now let's take a look at adding up to 4 two-digit numbers using place value.
How much does owning a pet cost? Pets need lots of supplies. In this lesson, you will learn how to add up to 4 two-digit numbers by using place value. First, let's review place value by looking at a place value chart. Here we have the number 267. The 2 is in the hundreds and represents 200, not just 2. The 6 is in the tens and has a value of 60, and the 7 shows 7 ones. It's also important to remember that numbers can be represented in different ways. 3 tens and 2 ones is the same as 2 tens and 12 ones. Both examples represent 32. When adding, we should also remember that add-ins can be grouped in any order to get the same sum. 2 plus 2 plus 3 more is the same as 3 plus 2 plus 2 more. A common misunderstanding that many students have is thinking that numbers must be added in order. 6 plus 4 is the same as 4 plus 6. Numbers can be added in any order to get the same sum. Now let's think about how much it will cost to own a dog. The crate will cost $59, the collar $17, the leash $25, and the toys $43. To get the total cost, I will need to add 59 plus 17 plus 25 plus 43. I can use place value to help me add bigger numbers. I can first look at the tens and add 50 plus 10 plus 20 plus 40. If I rearrange the add-ins, I can see that I can make 50 by adding 10 to 40. I then have 50 plus 20. I know that 50 plus 50 equals 100, so I just need to add 20 more to get 120. I can now add together the ones. 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3. If I rearrange the add-ins, I can add 7 plus 3 together to get 10. And then 9 plus 5 together to get 14. I can easily add 14 plus 10 to get 24. 120 and 24 are the partial sums, so I need to add them together to get the final answer. 120 plus 24 equals 144. So the dog supplies will cost $144. Now let's see how much the supplies will cost for a fish. The tank costs $65, the plant's $22, the pump is $30, and adding more fish will cost $37. I will add 65 plus 22 plus 30 plus 37 to get the total cost of the supplies. When I add the tens together, I have 60 plus 20 plus 30 plus 30. I can add 2 at a time. So 60 plus 20 equals 80, and 30 plus 30 equals 60. I know that 8 tens plus 6 tens equals 14 tens, or 140. I can now add together the ones. 5 plus 2 plus 7. I don't need to add in the 0 because there are no ones in 30. I know that 5 plus 2 is 7, so 7 plus 7 more equals 14. 140 and 14 are partial sums, so I will add 140 plus 14 together to get 154. The total cost of the fish supplies is $154. How much will the hamster supplies cost? The cage costs $25, the wheel is $8, the bedding is $7, and the water bottle costs $11. We will add 25 plus 8 plus 7 plus 11. Remember, we can first add the tens together and then the ones. So I will add 20 plus 10. There are no tens in 8 and 7, and 20 plus 10 equals 30. I can now add together the ones. 5 plus 8 plus 7 plus 1. I can add together 7 plus 1 to get 8, and I know that 8 plus 8 is 16. So now I just need 5 more. I can think of 5 and plus 16 as 1 10 and 11 ones. So I can add 10 plus 11 to get 21. 30 and 21 are the partial sums. So when I add 30 plus 21, I get 51. The hamster supplies will cost $51. In this lesson, you have learned how to add up to 4 two-digit numbers by using place value.
All right. Now we're going to look at the last video that helps us use addition facts and friendly numbers to add up to 4 two-digit numbers.
How many miles did I run last week? I ran on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. In this lesson, you will learn how to add up to 4 numbers by using addition facts and friendly numbers. First, let's review. Doubles facts are facts that have the same add-end. These facts are often easier to memorize. 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 2 equals 4, 3 plus 3 equals 6, 4 plus 4 equals 8, 5 plus 5 equals 10, 6 plus 6 equals 12, 7 plus 7 equals 14, 8 plus 8 equals 16, 9 plus 9 equals 18, and 10 plus 10 equals 20. It's also important to remember that 10 and any multiple of 10 are often called friendly numbers. We can easily add and subtract from 10. Now let's think about how many miles I ran. Monday, I ran 6 miles, Tuesday, 8 miles, Wednesday, 4 miles, and Saturday, 8 miles. I need to add to get the total. So 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 8. When I look at the add-ins, I see that I have a doubles fact. 8 plus 8 can be rearranged to get together to make 16. I also know that 6 plus 4 equals 10. I can easily add 10 plus 16. 10 more than 16 is 26. I ran 26 miles last week. Changing the order of the add-ins and using addition facts helped me find the sum. A common misunderstanding that many students have is thinking that numbers must be added in order. 7 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 7. Numbers can be added in any order to get the same sum. Now let's add up the total number of pounds that I lifted. On Monday, I lifted 9 pounds, Tuesday, 7 pounds, Wednesday, 11 pounds, and Saturday, 6 pounds. I can add 9 plus 7 plus 11 plus 6. I can think about friendly numbers when adding. I know that 9 is 1 less than 10, and 11 is 1 more than 10. If I add 1 and then take 1 away, my final answer will not change. I can rewrite the problem as 10 plus 7 plus 10 plus 6 to make adding much easier. 10 plus 10 equals 20, and 7 plus 6 equals 13. 20 plus 13 equals 33. I lifted a total of 33 pounds. Now let's add up how many sit-ups I did. I do lots of sit-ups every day. First, I did 8 sit-ups. In the second set, I did 14 sit-ups. Then I did 9 more, and then 12. So I will add 8 plus 14 plus 9 plus 12. I can rearrange the numbers to make adding easier. I know that 8 plus 2 makes 10, so 8 plus 12 equals 20. When I add 9 plus 14, I can think about friendly numbers and add 1 to 9 to make 10. 10 plus 14 equals 24. It's very important to remember, however, that if I add 1 to make a friendly number, I need to take 1 away. So 24 minus 1 is 23. So now 23 plus 20 can be added to get 43. I did 43 sit-ups. In this lesson, you have learned how to add up to 4 numbers by using addition facts and friendly numbers.
All right, boys and girls, I also wanted to show you the math e-distance learning side that you all see. So normally when we do this, we have a check-in link and we have a do now. We will no longer have a do now. We're going to cut the workload down some so you guys are able to focus in more on the content and the strategy and the skill. So you'll go in and you'll check in and do your attendance like normally. You'll watch the lesson for the week. You'll do your learn and match on Quizlet. And here you'll have your math test. So that'll be your first assignment for math. You'll have another video on YouTube to watch to help with instruction. And then you'll have an exit ticket. So we will no longer have any more do nows, like the warm up, that is gone. All right, boys and girls, if you have any questions, don't forget to come back at 12 p.m. with anything you need from us, any questions that you may have, or any misconceptions that you all may have. And have a great week.